I just turned 25, which means I'm entering my late 20s now, and I feel like money has always been such a taboo topic to talk about, but this is exactly the type of video that I would have loved to see in my early 20s or even in my teens to prepare. So today we're going to talk about 7 financial or money mistakes to avoid in your 20s. Number 1, accumulating credit card debt. The reason why we're so vulnerable in our 20s is because a lot of our habits, good or bad, form during these years, and we're also greatly inexperienced. I feel like it's really difficult to understand the power of compound interest in your early formative years because you're just not really thinking about that. But if you leave your 20s with a small amount of debt, you are going to leave in 15 to 20 to 30 years a way larger debt for you, and it'll just set you further and further behind. So stay away from credit card debt and pay off all your credit card bills. The reason why this is even more important in your 20s during this time is because credit and buying power accumulate over time. If you have a bad or sketchy history of credit and paying off your bills, it's going to be really hard to do a down payment on a house, even get an apartment. So it's super important to start having great habits now. Number 2, not saving or having a rainy day fund. Did you know that actually most millennials don't even have $1,000 saved in their savings account? Now, I read Dave Ramsey's book in the beginning of my financial journey, and this is a good jumping point if you've never delved into finance or anything like this. It's such an easy read, but his plan basically says that you should have $1,000 saved at all times in your savings, and that's his rainy day fund. But other financial experts actually recommend having up to 3 months of salary saved away because you never know when your car might break down, you might need your AC fixed, just from random situations that life throws at you, and you just want to be prepared for that and not have to go into debt or use your credit card irresponsibly. Personally, for me, I don't find saving very difficult. Majority of my income goes already into savings, but if you're terrible at saving, I would actually recommend using apps like Digit. So I actually started using Digit when I first graduated college and began my financial journey and learning about money because it was a free app, but I do believe now you do have to pay for it. And this is not sponsored whatsoever, but it's an app that basically helps you pay off debt and automatically puts away money for you to save. And you obviously can do this without an app. You can put 10% away of your monthly income, maybe 20% the next month, and just keep going until you have a rainy day fund. But you do not touch this rainy day fund for anything other than a rainy day. Number 3, not saving for retirement as soon as you can. I think that a lot of us are just beginning our careers and we're thinking about our first day, but on that first day, it's important to also start thinking about your last day of your career. You want the option to retire if you can. Even if you end up working your entire life, you want the option to retire. And the most powerful investment tool in your 20s is actually time. Albert Einstein called the power of compound interest the 8th wonder of the world. The sooner you start squirreling away money into a 401 account or any other retirement account, the longer the money has to accumulate interest and build into a healthy fund that will see you through old age. Just to illustrate with a really quick example, say at age 20, you start putting away $100 a week into a 401k account where you're earning an average return of maybe 8%. By the time you hit age 65, you will get $1.86 million. But if you start doing this from age 30, meaning you miss 10 years, you will have accumulated $827,000. And to put that simply, that's pretty much a $1 million difference. I feel like as soon as you get hired by a company, it's a good idea to go to HR and find out what the 401k plan looks like. Will they match your contributions? Does the company have a pension plan? And if so, what are the requirements to become fully vested? The standard advice is to save 10 to 15% of your income straight for retirement. Number 4, not investing. Like I said, the power of compound interest is totally not even fathomable in our 20s, but the biggest thing that we have on our side is our time in our 20s. And I would suggest investing. I heard this quote that says, stupid people save and smart people invest. If you're new to investing like I am, I would highly recommend using the Stash app. If you're investing under $5,000, you only pay $1 monthly fee. And what I like about Stash is that it's a very uncomplicated. What I like about Stash is it's good for beginners and it's an uncomplicated way to start investing. You choose from a set of simple portfolios portfolios reflecting your interests, your beliefs, and your goals, and it does the rest. Again, this is not sponsored. Number 5, leasing a car or purchasing or having a car payment that far exceeds what you can afford. Now, cars are what we call depreciative assets, meaning that the moment that you roll your car off the lot, it depreciates in money. And what we want to have is appreciative assets, which means that they go up in time in values. I would highly suggest buying an affordable car which you can pay in cash, or having a car payment that is 10% of your monthly income. If it exceeds any more than that, for example, if you're making $4,000 a month, your car payment should not exceed over $400. I would highly recommend buying an affordable car that you know is not going to be pushing your budget and eating up all your money at the end of the month. And also, if you can, buying a used car, maybe 2-3 years old, because they work just as fine, but the amount of money that you save in buying an affordable used car is insane and totally worth it. I drive a Hyundai Elantra, which I have no payments on, and I love her. I personally would take a large sum of money over how I'm perceived to my peers or society any day, as long as my car is safe and running and it gets me from place A to B without having to stress me out every single month. I am doing very well. Number 6, not saving for property. I think that a really healthy and reasonable goal is to save money for a house or maybe a condo in the long run when you enter your 30s. There are a number of reasons why buying a house is great. Tax reductions, equity, appreciation, and borrowing power, just to name a few. In your 20s, it's easy to get lost in just renting like nice apartments, luxury apartments, but at the end of the day, that money is really going down the drain, and it's not going towards an asset. It's actually just money that's just spent and that you're never going to see again. So the goal in your 20s should be starting to set up yourself to maybe own a property, not maybe in your 30s, maybe in your 40s, whenever that may be, because there are so many benefits to owning a house and that it offers so much stability. Number 7, not getting insurance. You are not invincible, though in your 20s, your health and your time might have you believing that to be true, but it's not. Getting life insurance, renter's insurance, health insurance, you never know what's gonna happen to you, and it's also required in America that you have to have health insurance, but hospital bills can obviously add up. I also found out recently, my friend, her car got broken into and her laptop and her camera gear all got stolen, but her renter's insurance actually covered the costs, and she was able to get her laptop, her camera, everything back with renter's insurance. If you don't know much about renter's insurance, I would highly suggest using the app Lemonade. It is super simple and very easy to use, and it's only like I think $5 or $6 a month, and it covers up to $10,000 or maybe $100,000. I'm not too sure. I honestly didn't check that, but you can go check it out. There are different plans. That's the one that I use and have been using because it's just very simple and easy, and it's always important to have insurance because you never know what's gonna happen to you at any given moment, and it's always just good to be prepared. That is it. Those were my 7 financial or money mistakes to avoid in your 20s. Hopefully this helped you out. It was very basic and just a very easy way to get started and to get the conversation really going about money. If you like this video, please give it a like. It would help me out a lot and just make my day. And subscribe if you would like. I do a lot of self-development and beauty and fashion and all of that. So I'll see you guys in my next time. I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye. Hey.